The Whispering Windmill. In the heart of the cozy village of Whistling Thicket, Halloween was more than just a night. It was a grand spectacle of imagination and mischief, where every child and adult alike donned their most creative costumes. Among them were Timmy and Sarah, best friends and partners in every adventurous scheme they could think of. Timmy, with his makeshift armor fashioned from kitchen pots and cardboard, was the fiercest knight the village had ever seen. Sarah, wielding her homemade wand and wearing a cloak stitched together from old curtains, was every bit the powerful wizard she imagined herself to be. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over the cobblestone streets, excitement buzzed in the air. Houses were lit with jack-o'-lanterns, their faces grinning eerily in the twilight. Laughter and chatter filled the village as groups of children darted from door to door, their bags bulging with treats. But for Timmy and Sarah, this Halloween was not about the candy or the games. It was about an adventure they had planned for weeks. At the very edge of Whistling Thicket stood an ancient structure known to all as the Whispering Windmill. It was an old towering windmill, its blades creaking and groaning with every gust of wind, as though whispering secrets to those who dared listen. Rumors swirled amongst the villagers that it was haunted or enchanted, perhaps both. This Halloween, Timmy and Sarah had decided to uncover its mysteries. As they approached the windmill, the festive noises of the village faded behind them, replaced by the rustling of dry leaves and the eerie creaking of the windmill blades. The moon, a bright orb in the sky, cast its silvery light over the structure, highlighting the old wood and stone worn by time. The wind picked up and the whispers seemed to grow louder, beckoning the young adventurers closer. With a mixture of excitement and trepidation, Timmy grasped the rusty handle of the mill's heavy wooden door and pushed. It opened with a long, haunting creak that seemed to echo into the depths of the night. They stepped inside, their hearts racing with the thrill of the unknown. What they found was not the dusty, abandoned place they had imagined, but rather a room filled with strange, shimmering artifacts and old tomes that hummed with an unspoken magic. Standing amidst this treasure trove of mysteries was the old miller, a figure as ancient as the mill itself. His eyes twinkled with the mirth and wisdom of someone who had seen centuries pass. "Welcome, brave adventurers," he said, his voice a soft echo like the wind itself. "Tonight you shall discover the true secrets of the Whispering Windmill." As his words hung in the air, Timmy and Sarah felt the weight of an impending adventure settle upon their shoulders, far greater and more exciting than any trick-or-treating could ever be. The old miller beckoned them deeper into the mill, where the real story was just about to begin. Inside the creaking walls of the Whispering Windmill, Timmy and Sarah were enveloped in a world unlike any they had ever imagined. The old miller, with a gentle wave of his hand, illuminated the mill's inner chamber with floating lights that danced like fireflies. Each artifact and tome had its place, pulsating with energy as if breathing with life. The mill was alive, and with each turn of its ancient gears, it whispered secrets of the wind. The old miller began to share the lore of the mill, his voice weaving tales of olden times when windmills were not merely for grinding grain, but were the beating hearts of magical defenses that protected the villages from dark spirits and tempestuous weather. But as the world forgot these old ways, the magic waned, and tonight it is at its weakest, he explained, his eyes reflecting a storm of emotions. A spectral storm gathers even now, drawn to the fading magic of the mill. If we do not renew its power, Whistling Thicket will suffer under a tempest it cannot withstand. Timmy felt the weight of the moment, his playful knight's armor suddenly seeming a meager protection against such forces. Sarah, her eyes wide with wonder and determination, clutched her wand tighter, ready to stand against whatever might come. "What can we do?" she asked, her voice steady despite the flickering shadows that played across the walls. The old miller smiled, revealing a chest that had been hidden beneath layers of spiderwebs and dust. Inside there was a gleaming staff topped with a crystal that pulsed with a gentle light, and a thick book bound in leather, its pages filled with ancient chants and spells. "With these you can channel the wind's magic," he said. "You must perform the rite of the whirling winds atop the mill. It will harness the goodwill of the spirits and amplify the mill's power, turning the destructive storm into a harmless breeze." As they ascended to the top of the mill, the wind grew stronger, howling around them like a chorus of ghosts. The spectral storm was visible on the horizon, an ominous swirl of dark clouds lit by occasional flashes of eerie green lightning. Timmy and Sarah set the artifacts in place, their young hands trembling not from cold, but from the thrill of their task. The old miller guided them through the ritual. Timmy held the staff high, feeling the wind gather around them, swirling with increasing intensity. Sarah began reciting the chants, her voice clear and strong, rising above the roar of the wind. Together, they felt a surge of power, the magic of the mill responding to their call, the crystal atop the staff glowing brighter with each word and gesture. Just as the storm reached the mill, its menacing winds clawing at the old stones, the magic crested. The mill's blades spun faster, a whirlwind of energy that met the storm head-on. The clash of natural and magical forces was tremendous, shaking the ground beneath their feet. Timmy and Sarah held on, their hearts racing as they watched their fate unfold. As the clash of winds roared around them, Timmy and Sarah stood firm, the ancient staff and the power of their incantations forming a shield of shimmering air. The spectral storm, a furious swirl of dark clouds and chilling winds, battered against their magical defenses. But with each chant and gesture, the children's resolve grew stronger, fueled by the faith of the old miller and the magic of the mill itself. The heart of the storm reached the windmill, its fury trying to penetrate the magical barrier they had created. Yet under the guidance of the old miller, the children's magic transformed the violent storm. The dark clouds began to dissipate, replaced by a calming silver mist. The harsh winds softened, whispering now like gentle spirits thanking the children for their bravery. As the last of the storm cleared, the moon emerged from behind the clouds, bathing the landscape in a serene light. The village of Whistling Thicket, once under threat, now lay peaceful and undisturbed. The villagers, who had watched the storm approach with dread, now came out of their homes amazed at the sight of the calm that had settled over their homes. Timmy and Sarah, their task complete, felt a warmth spreading through them, a mix of relief and joy. The old miller, his eyes twinkling with pride, patted their backs. "You have done more than just protect your village tonight," he said softly. "You have rekindled the ancient magic that many had forgotten. This mill, and the secrets it holds, are now yours to guard." The children looked at each other, a sense of new responsibility dawning in their eyes. They had started the evening as adventurers seeking a thrill, but ended it as guardians of something much greater than themselves. As they descended the mill's old stairs, their hearts were light, knowing they had protected their village and would continue to do so. Celebrations erupted throughout Whistling Thicket, the villagers gathering around the mill, their fears turned to cheers. Timmy and Sarah were hailed as heroes, the tale of their bravery soon to become a new legend of the village. The old miller watched from a distance, a satisfied smile under his weathered hat, knowing the mill and its secrets were in good hands. As the night came to a close, the whispering windmill stood silent once more, its blades casting long shadows in the moonlight. But inside, it was alive with magic, a heart beating strongly against the quiet of the night, guarded by the courage of two young heroes.